Greetings, my people. Stephen Hutchinson here, tax strategist, with an update on the Corporate Transparency Act. Let's go. Now, the Corporate Transparency Act was actually enabled in January of 2021, but the ish is now just hitting the fan, and the word is out. And it's effective. Its effective date is January 1st, 2024. So it begins within a couple of weeks. You may or may not have heard about this, but it affects all small businesses. That's right. All small businesses that have been registered with their state are now subject to this new law, which is being enforced by FinCEN. FinCEN, FINCEN .gov/BOI is a department of the Treasury, and they will be enforcing this new filing requirement. It is a filing requirement for all small businesses. Small business means if you have 25 or less employees, you are subject to this law. If you earn less than $5 million in annual revenue, you are subject to this requirement. Now, what is this requirement? This requirement is called the Beneficial Ownership Information Report. That is the Beneficial Ownership Information Report. It is a new document that must be filed by all small businesses in this particular category. There are some exemptions, and you can look at the website for the exemptions. But this requirement requires that all managers, office holders, and beneficial owners of 25% or more of the company must fill out this document and provide their personal information to the IRS. The so-called purpose for this is a crackdown on illegal operations in guise of companies, shell companies, people hiding behind their registered agents and not wanting to show transparently that they are an owner of a company. So this is supposed to be related to stopping different types of crimes, money laundering, and that whole list. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it starts January 1st, and you have until December 31st of 2024 to file this document. What's interesting is the severe penalty for not doing this. Those who do not follow this principle and file these documents will be fined $500 per day. That's right, $500 per day or 2 years in federal prison. Okay, so you would think that there would be sufficient warning before something like this was implemented. You would even think that the Corporate Transparency Act is something that would affect major corporations. Well, it doesn't. If your corporation, your company has been registered with the state and you have more than 25 employees, you're not subject to this rule. Okay. If you make more than $5 million in annual revenue, you're not subject to this stipulation. So keep that in mind, right? So there are some exclusions. One of the exclusions are sole proprietors, right? If you're a sole proprietor, you have not registered your business with the state, you are excluded. If your entity, if your business is registered with your state, you are subject to this rule. So what must be done is that you must fill out this document called the BOI, the Beneficial Ownership Information Report, by the end of the year. And if you make any changes in the ownership of your company, you must then update the IRS. This is being enforced by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. They're also known as FinCEN. They are part of the Department of the Treasury. So there are quite a few details, but you can go to the website to look at the exclusions. We already know that major corporations are excluded. This is for the smaller businesses. And these very severe penalties are something that we must take note of and execute accurately and strategically so that we are not victims of this corporate transparency act. This is Stephen Hutchinson, Tax Pro, Tax Strategist. You can reach out to us for information by calling our hotline at 610-955-6508. That's 610-955-6508. And you can also reach us at our website. This is Stephen Hutchinson. Be powerful.
Power tax, yeah. All right. Power tax, yeah. Greetings, my people. This is Stephen Hutchinson, owner of Power Tax Ltd. We do your taxes accurately, expertly, and get your refund immediately. And we answer your questions and explain what's going on in your tax return to increase your financial literacy. We are mobile, so we can come to you. So come to Power Tax. Call now, 610-955-6508. 610-955-6508 and get your questions answered. Come to Power Tax and be powerful.